Welcome back to the show. Shock and awe is coming to this world because the United States is going to be the leader in crypto. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.76 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off 0.8%. Bitcoin 104,800 plus. Ethereum 3,300 plus. XRP number 3 spots 319. We're up 2.6 on the 24. We're up 11% on the 7-day. Range of price very quickly between 309 and 325. It's now at 318, almost 319. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's get started right here. Jesse Powell says, thank you to the real Donald Trump for keeping your word. You have our admiration, respect, and loyalty. Thank you to everyone in crypto who supported POTUS and made this monumental achievement possible. Congratulations to real Ross Ulbricht. Is an absolute legend and an inspiration. He is home now with his family after being locked up for really no reason at all. This guy is now out and home with his family. If you were concerned that President Trump didn't have any crypto executive orders yet, this pardon should put all that to rest. I don't believe President Trump would be issuing a pardon for Ross Ulbricht from the Silk Road Bitcoin Initiative and everything that went on there if he was going to turn his back against crypto. This pardon would not happen in my eyes. And then we got this from CNBC. A Trump meme coin ETF is already in the works. And don't forget they did have dinner together with Brad and Stuart. But I have to ask a question that Sean Robbins asked me. Shout out to my brother Sean. You see what coin Trump is holding in his hand in this image? It's XRP, baby. Come on in. Yeah. Now, I don't know who made the image. I don't know anything about it. But whoever did this coin hero image, putting XRP in the hand of President Trump, well, I do believe it's like having an ace up your sleeve. Some say Friday apparently is a big day for crypto in the USA, says Crypto Insight UK. I've seen a few people talk about this in positions of power, Below being one of them, and someone messaging me saying sources close to Garlinghouse say Friday is a big day for crypto. He said, I didn't put too much weight on it until seeing this tweet below. Let's see. This here from Natalie at Proppy. With crypto president on board in the SEC's first crypto task force, we are ready to announce a number of breakthrough news on assets on chain, staking, and Bitcoin loans backed by real-world assets starting this Friday, made in the USA. Ho, 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 ho. Well, now, what will we see on Friday, if anything? And could it be the introduction of the stablecoin legislation again?
Look, I think the stablecoin legislation is top of the list for agenda items to work on. I think the congressional leaders that are responsible are focused on this. And so, we're hearing that from major stakeholders everywhere, whether it's payments companies, banks, the crypto industry. And so we're excited to see that evolve.
There you go, and we are too. And we know that stablecoin legislation has been said by congressional officials that is the low-hanging fruit, the easy legislation to get through. Now, what could Friday also bring? The announcement of an executive order for a strategic reserve for the United States? And if so, would American crypto assets like XRP, Solana, ADA, HBAR, and Link be put into such a reserve? It only makes sense to me, but we shall see. And which is better when it comes to XRP and XLM? Or is it even a question? I actually feel like it's really talking about serving two different things here. This is a great breakdown, and shout out to Ian Bins for this. He says, which is better, XRP or XLM? Both XRP and XLM facilitate fast, low-cost international money transfers. But they have some key differences, like XRP, primarily designed to improve efficiency in the international bank transfers. Ripple, the company behind XRP, works closely with financial institutions to enable cross-border payments. And don't forget the settlement of derivatives, too. While XLM and Stellar's aim is to broader financial inclusion, focusing on connecting people to low-cost financial services, especially in underbanked regions. It's more geared towards individual users and smaller-scale transactions. There you have it. That's where the analogy of front end for XLM has come from, and backside, wholesale backside for XRP. But it doesn't mean that everybody can't hold it. Everybody can hold it, right? But there is the direction of it right there. Now we have some important clips, and we're going down the Carlo Hall of Fame. That's exactly right. The Honorable Carlo, former CFTC chairman, headed a digital dollar project, fireside chat at XRP Las Vegas 24, and we're going to have him again here in 25, and you're going to want it. And boy, am I about to throw some things together for you. But I want you to listen to what Carlo is explaining here to Dana Perino. I don't know if she's still at Fox or not. What does it say here? Yeah, Fox News co-anchor. So there you have it. She is. So take a listen to this as he's starting to explain to her, which also means he's explaining to the masses on Fox exactly what this new digital value protocols actually are.
And what I would say in one sentence, crypto is the internet doing to finance and banking and money itself what the internet has already done to communications, to information, to shopping, to transportation, to entertainment. What is that? It is moving things of value onto the internet in the same way the first wave of the internet moved information onto the internet. Okay. What crypto says is, in order to record value on the internet, we need a certain set of protocols. Okay. Just as when we went to record information, we came up with HTML, HTTP. Those are different protocols for organizing websites, for sending email.
Like .com, .org.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what crypto is basically systems for recording value on the internet. And what Bitcoin is, you hear these different names, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. They're different protocols for recording value on the internet. And they all have different properties and they work in different ways.
Is it all worth the same?
Okay, now we're talking about the value proposition.
Let's not get there yet.
A couple more minutes. Okay. We are going to get to that, right?
Yeah.
But you're hitting the nail on the head. Because they all do different things, they all have different value propositions. Just as HTML does something very different than HTTP and .com and .org. They all have different significance on what's called the first wave of the Internet of Information. The first wave of the internet was all about recording information, whether it's a website, whether it's an email, whether it's a text message, using this wonderful network called the internet. It's a network of networks, okay? Now we're moving to the next phase of the internet, an internet where we're going beyond recording information, we're now recording value.
How?
And in order to record value, we need different protocols. And we need different systems of organization. The first wave of the internet, that Internet of Information, was organized by volunteers.
Yes.
It was universities and others that wrote those initial protocols. It's very, it was a magical moment, or a decade in time, or decades in time.
It was incredible.
It was incredible. Yeah. This time around, to organize people to record value, we've got to find a way to reward them. So there's a lot changed in Washington just in the last few weeks. Trump has come in on a very pro-crypto agenda. The big thing that's changed is 6 months to 9 months ago, a bank president would have been safe to tell you, we're not getting involved in crypto, it's too dangerous. That's completely reversed. Today, any traditional financial institution that doesn't have a crypto strategy is in threat of actually reputation risk because they're not looking forward. Elections have consequences. The dramatic consequence here is that traditional finance now is suddenly realizing. So in the last few months, or last few weeks, I've met with the CEOs of some of New York's most prominent financial institutions. Every one of them says, I need a crypto strategy. There's reputation risk to their positions as CEO if their firms are not now forward-looking.
It's interesting.
There you have that. That's powerful right there. But now listen to this. And he talks about getting Paul Atkins at the SEC Oh, I think that DAI's got it right here. The good guys are in control, folks. Lock in. Take a listen.
Paul Atkins tapped to be the crypto czar for the new administration. What does he bring to the table?
So I've known Paul since we were classmates at Vanderbilt Law School back in the early 1980s. Paul's a dear friend. He's a very serious thinker. Paul is at heart a free market, a libertarian. Paul believes we need to use our financial regulatory scheme to further capital formation. He wants to get down to the basics of the SEC's role to further more IPOs, more liquid markets, deep and liquid, and focus on how the SEC can facilitate innovations coming to market and raising capital. So I think we're going to see an explosion of American markets under the leadership of Paul Atkins at the Securities and Exchange Commission. Day two is to deliver on some of Trump's digital asset promises, a strategic reserve, a crypto council, and perhaps a capital gains relief for digital asset transactions.
Relief of capital gains on digital asset transactions.
Capital gains relief for digital asset transactions.
That is enormous right there. And I'm telling you, I just don't see how XRP could be advantageous for the financial system if they have capital gains on XRP. So what are they supposed to do? Use it for payments and then get hit with capital gains at the end of the year because the price went up on the thing that you're now using to make payments? That dog don't hunt. In fact, I feel so strongly about it, you might as well have deemed it a security if you're going to put capital gains on it. This is why Ripple went through the legal gauntlet. Not only for the audit and vetting process, just like Microsoft did when they were sued by the SEC, just like Tesla's gone through it with the SEC, just like Amazon went through it with the SEC. Now Ripple's gone through it with the SEC. But coming out the other side of this thing, as far as I'm concerned, XRP is money. It is currency. And that's why it's not going to have capital gains, because it is transactional and used for payments. And if you put cap gains on it, it will deter everyone from wanting to use it to the tune that they need to. That's what I personally believe.
Then thirdly, to get to the actual policy making, we need to get FIT 21, that is Fit for the 21st Century Act, which was a law that passed the lower house, the House of Representatives, but not the Senate. We've got to get that passed. That will work out the differentiation between what is regulated by the CFTC, my former agency, and what is regulated by the SEC. And we've got to get stablecoin legislation done, and we've got to get good rules and regulations out of both agencies. If we get that, we'll have achieved some very good policy, I hope, for the rest of the 21st century, and to allow the United States to truly become the digital asset capital of the world.
No doubt about it, Carlo is bullish. Now, I want to take you to this clip right here and understand the last two clips that I just played for you and listen to Carlo talk about when we were on stage for the fireside chat for XRP Las Vegas 24, and he'll be here for 25, and you think these conversations are BS? Well, just you listen to what's going on here, because we were having the conversation about backing the US dollar with digital assets before the president started talking about it. This is why you got to get your ticket. These conferences and what they yield, don't look at it as an expenditure. Look at it as buying the ticket and making an investment into yourself. What you're going to hear from the people at these conferences, you will not get anywhere else. I am absolutely, I have bear witness to that. And you're about to right here. Take a listen.
We think about the fact that the world has always grounded currencies in a commodity. Is it such a leap to say that maybe in the 21st century, they might ground them in digital commodities? Oh, El Salvador is already doing that.
The USA is now considering a strategic reserve of cryptos in a basket.
And if the dollar, because of profligate money printing, people see it as unstabilized and once again need to be stabilized with a commodity, could it be a digital commodity? It very well could. So we've done this grand experiment for about 60 years now of 50 years now of depegging the dollar from commodities. Well, we may need to repeg it to a commodity in the future to regain its strength.
Hello. Well, Chris, that brings me to this. We talk about this quite a bit, me and my friends here. And when I think about what you referenced with the gold standard and then changing over to the petrodollar agreement, Saudi Arabia has started doing deals in Chinese yuan and showing that is not exclusive in honoring that exclusivity agreement for military protection for the United States, Chris. And when I think of that, I say to myself, to your point, I think you have to go to some kind of a digital tokenized commodity to back the dollar again. But again, you have to go another step further, and you have to underpin it with some kind of value protocol, if you might know one that we could use that would help track it all. You guys might know one? Now listen very closely what Carlo says in response to this. Because I feel like what the mistake could have been, dare I say it, is moving to a petrodollar agreement, even though at the time we had the power and strength to offer that military protection. In this day and age, now those countries have the advantage to dump that dollar in those bonds and harm all of us. But if we use what you're talking about and use a digital commodity to back the dollar and put it on a value protocol that just happens to have a decentralized ledger, right? Then we could underpin the dollar for the next 150 years. What say you at the digital dollar project?
So I say yes.
Oh,
and
he says yes.
Let's add one other thing to that.
The man just said yes. Let's catch it again.
Harm all of us. But if we use what you're talking about and use a digital commodity to back the dollar and put it on a value protocol that just happens to have a decentralized ledger, right? Then we could underpin the dollar for the next 150 years. What say you at the digital dollar project?
So I say yes. And let's add.
This is almost a year ago, and we're talking about using digital assets to underpin the dollar. Now the conversation's so real, everyone's talking about a strategic Bitcoin and crypto reserve today.
Add one other thing to that. Let's also win this war with our values.
Yes.
If China wants to make their digital yuan based upon surveillance, censorship, and control, go for it, guys.
Yep.
If Europe wants to make theirs on government censorship, but not commercial sensitive, because they're highly sensitive to commercial exploitation of data, but they're fine with letting government have the data, fine. The way we win this battle is we make sure that dollar-based digital currencies, whether they're run by the private sector or the government, must protect privacy, must protect economic freedom,
Amen.
Must protect economic choice. Let's win on the values and on the value.
Yeah, win on the values and the value. I love it.
No doubt about it. Let me tell you, this guy is so smart. You're going to want to be at this conference. I can't even begin to tell you what this conversation will be like. But if it's anything like the conversation that we just had last May, you won't want to miss it, because it will forecast things that are coming, and there is a tidal wave of changes that are coming our way. And here it is, the clip.
Day two is to deliver on some of Trump's digital asset promises, a strategic reserve, a crypto council, and perhaps a capital gains relief for digital asset transactions. Perhaps a capital gains relief for digital asset transactions.
That's where I really believe that this hits. This is so spot on from DAI. He's on it too. No tax on transactions. Isn't transactions what Bank of America wants to do with XRP? You're damn right it is. And why would banks use XRP only to be saddled with capital gains on an asset at the end of the year? This is why we went through that legal gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen, because XRP is not only not a security, it's a currency. Buckle up and get ready. Crypto Bull 2020 says next price levels in his charts and what he sees, XRP short term are between $5.40 and $6.20. And Mickey Bull says right here, or Mikey Bull, excuse me, XRP might rip through $8 before a cycle top, given the current bullish fundamentals. This is the period you manage your risk. By the way, as it is on resistance. And you can see the chart he's got here too. So look, everyone is seeing a bullish scenario for where we're going. And there is so much good news to come because the United States is finally embracing this innovation. And they're about to provide legislative clarity for this innovation so the world and the rest of the U.S. financial markets, that's right, the largest economy in the world, can play along. And that is super exciting to me. And I hope it is to you. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Share with somebody you know. And remember, I'm super grateful for each and every one of you. I feel truly blessed that I get to do this every day. What a passionate space. And we have all fought through so much to be in this moment right now before it all takes off. I couldn't be more excited to be here on this journey with all of you. I'll catch each and every one of you on the next one.